Now before I fill it, I've gone ahead and laid out everything I want to put in the system. So this is one of the bottles that I've previously used, so it has some left. But to kind of use that and see how much is in there, because I find that when you put this hose connected with a fitting and that on the top of a scale, it's pretty difficult to see how it changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh one of these when it's empty. So I'm going to grab a brand new one, put the whole can in there, as well as put a quarter of the UV dye oil as per instructions, and add 2 to 3 ounces of PAG 100 inside the yellow line. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I've gone ahead and attached this one. It's actually full. This one's at 16.4 ounces and the other ones here are at 15.5 or so, which leads me to believe that the bottle itself weighs around 3.5 ounces and this weighs a little bit less than an ounce. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna purge it and put a screwdriver in there to let the air out. And I forgot to add some UV dye and some oil inside the line, so I'm gonna do that right now. And then right here for the UV dye bottle, I went ahead with a Sharpie. I have to put a 1/4 ounce, which is a quarter of all this, so I put 4 little lines. That way I can see my 4 doses. I'm just gonna put one of these in there. I'm gonna put in the yellow hose, and then for the oil, I'm just gonna weigh it and try to make sure I put exactly around 2 to 3 ounces in there. But yeah, I made a mistake. Well, I tried putting it in there and I'm still putting it in there, but this is what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean this as good as I can. And then let's continue with it. I put a decent amount of oil. I gotta weigh it, how much I've put in there, and then we'll get to the refrigerant. All right, so I've cleaned my hands and that line is now full of the UV dye as well as the oil that I added, the additional oil. I think an extra 2 ounces is what I just added based on the before and after weights. So now I'm gonna go ahead and open this valve, purge it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start the car and cycle it through. All right, so I've gone ahead and connected the battery. Now I'm gonna take my temperature sensor here, stick it in there, and we're gonna be reading the temperature. I'm gonna turn the car on, turn the AC on. We're gonna come here, and then we're gonna open the blue valve on the gauges. And then we're just gonna make sure that we use this whole bottle, and then we're gonna keep adding, and we're gonna monitor the pressures while we do that. All right, the car's on, AC's on, and now we're just gonna open the valve. I've been opening slightly, not fully open at once, because we want to wait for the compressor to kick on. And now, based on the MIATA workshop manuals, we want to make sure the red gauge here goes to 200 to 227 psi. And when that happens, it'll build up enough pressure that you'll see the AC compressor clutch finally kick on, and that'll start working.
One thing that happened that I forgot to mention was that the compressor would not engage, and that is due to it was not turning on when I would turn the AC on. So I figured the compressor might be bad, but what I ended up doing is I grabbed my 12 volt little transformer generator thing, and I just gave it some electricity, and it actually engaged when I gave it electricity outside the car, just by plugging it on and grounding it to the car. And it was able to turn on, and I used that to fill the system fully and get the AC cold, and it did come out cold. I was getting readings of 40 Fahrenheit inside the vehicle, but the compressor still wouldn't engage. So now we're gonna go ahead and tackle that issue. After looking all over the car, the issue was this connector. We checked absolutely every single connector, relay, fuse, and this one you can see how it was damaged. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it with a new one, depin it, repin it, do all the good stuff. And yeah, that's what the next couple clips are on about. And here you can see the pins, and some of them were fully corroded and broken. I feel like inside the connector they broke, and it caused contact between multiple lines.
You're gonna say, oh, I sent you the pictures of when I was rebuilding the compressor, so you can say, look, my friend rebuilt an AC compressor. Or next time you wanna throw it away, you can just rebuild it. Oh my God. It's surging on idle.
And just like that, guys, we were able to figure out the issue and fix it thanks to my friend. And here the temperature reading is hard to see, but it's pretty cold, so I think it came out really good. One big problem I have right now is the idle, and it oscillates a lot, especially when under load, such as the AC or any electricity.
Are you sure you give me the...
And now we are fixing the idle by messing with the Tuner Studio settings.
Yeah, this stuff is gonna work for you once you're driving it. Like, you'll see it.
Now that it idles beautifully, I want to take it for a drive.
just like that, guys. I can't really show you the thermostat right now because I'm driving, but car drives beautifully. I got the tuner studio. AC blows cold as hell. Very happy I finally got this together. Now my girlfriend can finally drive the car with me. She wouldn't want to get in before unless the AC was working. So yeah, guys, this has been a good journey. I'll catch you guys in the next one.